Let's be honest, we've all watched Antiques Roadshow. We've all sat on the couch, pointing at the screen and said, "I'm sure we have one of those in the basement," or "Grandma's old lamp looks just like that." It's the ultimate treasure hunting fantasy. The idea that a dusty, forgotten object we've carted around for decades could be valuable. Not just sell it at a yard sale for $5 valuable, but change your life valuable. Most of the time, it's just a lovely dream. We find out the lamp is a 1970s reproduction, and the painting is a lovely print. But every once in a while, someone walks up to that appraisal table with a story that stops you in your tracks. And recently, one guest brought in a piece of her family's childhood that did exactly that, turning a simple, happy memory into a certified, jaw-dropping treasure. It wasn't a lost painting or a royal jewel. It was, of all things, an old toy boat. A toy's 100-year journey. The guest, a woman with a warm, nostalgic smile, presented the item to appraiser Newell Barrett. It was a large, beautifully detailed toy boat, a 1910 Marklin Puritan. You could see the age on it, but also the care. This was not a toy that had been neglected. It had been loved. And love, it turns out, was the whole story. As the appraiser examined the craftsmanship, the guest began to weave the tale of its journey through her family. This wasn't something she picked up at a flea market. This boat was a direct, tangible link to a past she had only heard stories about. "It was given as a gift to my father's brother," she explained, "for his 9th birthday in 1914. Can you just picture that for a moment? 1914. A 9-year-old boy, eyes wide with wonder, receiving what would have been an extraordinarily special gift. There was quite a difference in age, about 10 years between my father and his brother," she continued. "My dad was the baby. Suddenly, the boat wasn't just an object. It was a bridge. It was the toy that connected two brothers, a decade apart in age, who grew up together in the Chicago area. She spoke of their great memories of playing with this boat. You can almost see them. Two boys, one older, one younger, kneeling by a pond, masters of their own tiny steamship line. It was a piece of their shared boyhood. But the story didn't end there. The boat was passed down, and as the guest held it, her own memories came flooding back. The appraiser, as they always do, asked the crucial question. He had to know about its condition, its history. Had it ever been used as intended? Had it been in the water? The guest didn't hesitate. She laughed, her eyes lighting up. "I have great memories of this floating in my swimming pool in the backyard when I was growing up." You can almost hear the collective, good-natured gasp from collectors everywhere. A priceless, century-old toy in a chlorinated swimming pool. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? To her, it wasn't an artifact. It wasn't a collectible. It was her father's toy. It was her uncle's toy. And then it was her toy. It was a living piece of family history, and she was adding her own chapter to it, one sun-drenched afternoon at a time. Why, this boat was more than just a toy. Appraiser Newell Barrett listened, taking it all in. Then he began to fill in the blanks, and the story got even richer. "So Marklin is the manufacturer of this boat," he began, "which is a German company. They first went into business in 1859. He explained that Marklin didn't start with these impressive boys' toys. Originally, they were in the business of dollhouses and tiny furniture. But then something shifted. They really came into their own right after 1900, Barrett noted. Around 1904, they started making trains and boats. That was when they became the gold standard of toys of their day. This wasn't a cheap, tin-stamped toy you'd win at a carnival. This was the Rolls-Royce of toys. Marklin was known for its incredible detail, its robust engineering, and its realism. For that 9-year-old boy in 1914, this was the equivalent of a modern-day, top-of-the-line gaming console, virtual reality setup, and personal drone all rolled into one. It was magic. And the boat itself? It wasn't a fantasy. It was named the Puritan, Barrett said. And it was a replica of a famous boat of the same name that operated on the Fall River Line, going from Boston to New York City from around 1889 to around 1908. This toy was a model of a real, famous, working vessel. It was a piece of history, celebrating another piece of history. Barrett noted that the Puritan was so famous, its image was used everywhere, on cast iron toys and puzzles. It was an icon of its time. The moment of truth. And then the moment we all wait for. The appraiser has heard the story. He's examined the object, he knows the history, he takes a breath. He started carefully. Another boat like this one got an auction estimate of $12,000. The guests.